All right, here we are with our friend Richard Toccato, and this is a great time to refinance, right, Richard?
It is. The rates are lower than they've been since 2023. So if you need cash out, equity or refinance, give us a call.
It is a great opportunity to save yourself a lot of money right now. And all you got to do is make one free 5-minute phone call. 704-800-4719. It's 704-800-4719 or homewithrichard.com. Save yourself some money right now. Homewithrichard.com or 704-800-4719. The Richard Toccato Companies.
Richard Toccato Companies, Equal Housing Opportunity, NMLS number 38652.
They say there are only two things certain in life: sweet deals at Sweet Dreams and taxes.
And only one of those is certain this month.
Which one?
The sweet deals at Sweet Dreams.
What about the taxes?
No sales tax the entire month of April at Sweet Dreams.
Are you serious?
Yeah. And don't call me Shirley.
Love where you live, Lake Norman, and pay no sales tax during the month of April. Only at Sweet Dreams Furniture and Mattress.
It's the Ace and TJ Show with a little extra. Uncensored, unedited, and almost uninterrupted. Get ready for the most extra podcast known to man. The Ace and TJ Show presents the Extra Funny Podcast.
Hey. Something interesting to be on the lookout for if you're a college football fan and you watch that College Game Day show on ESPN. Jason Aldean, who is a country singer from Georgia, he has put it out there that he's dying to be a guest picker on College Game Day.
I would love to do that so much.
That is where they, the end of the show, after they've been out there all morning in front of the crowd and they're, talking about all the games coming up. At the end of the show, they do their picks on the panel. And they always have a guest celebrity come in and do it. The Rock, I think, has done it a couple times. But it's always somebody of note. It's never just somebody you go, who the hell is that? It's not like a Dancing with the Stars celebrity.
Yeah, and they're usually
it's a real celebrity.
tied into one of the schools that's involved in the big game that day.
Right. So if they, for example, if they're setting up and they're in Georgia for a Bulldogs game, that's when they would bring in Jason Aldean. I think they've had Luke Bryan on there before because he's from Georgia as well. But anyway, Jason Aldean said he's been dying to do it because Luke Combs and somebody else has done it, and he said, I can pick way better than they can. They didn't know what they were doing. So what's going to be interesting is that after he's put that out there like that, if ESPN will have him.
Because they will have Georgia. I mean, Georgia's the number one team in the country. Right. They will have them somewhere.
I'm going to predict that he does not get the invitation because he and his wife are outspoken conservatives. And liberal-ass ESPN, I don't think would take a chance on putting him on that panel.
Yeah, I kind of doubt it, too. But have you seen the Kirk Herbstreit controversy that's come up lately?
No, I know he's a menace.
Somebody tweeted Kirk Herbstreit the other day and said, do you believe men should be competing in women's sports? And may have added something like, I don't expect an answer. They were being kind of snotty. And he responded with, it's not even a question. No, absolutely not. And then people started firing off stuff at him, and he came back and in an interview, I guess with Pat McAfee, he said, he goes, I'm tired. He goes, I'm tired of people not realizing how dumb this is. No, men in any form should not be competing against women in any form. He said, and it's not fair that because of my Christian beliefs, people get in such an uproar when I'm supposed to accept their beliefs. No, it's not right. And he even said shit like three.
Yeah, it's fun.
Are we?
Yeah, it's extra. It's weird to hear him cuss on Pat McAfee's show.
3 times
he's so nice.
And he goes, it's just. He goes, just give you all kinds of shit about the fact that you stand up for what you believe in, but it's okay for them to stand up for what they believe. He goes, I'm tired of it. No. And people have been like, oh my, yes. Like, we didn't know he was such a conservative.
Well, you don't even have to be a conservative to think that.
You really don't. But it's caused quite a controversy, and ESPN hasn't said anything yet, so I'm curious to see how that plays out.
Yeah, fire Kirk Herbstreit, ESPN. Let's see you do that. Please do that.
I mean,
and see what happens.
They pay him $15 a year that he makes, I think.
Just for College Game Day?
No, all told, because he does. I know he does College Game Day, and then most of those weeks, he then flies off to do the feature game of the night on ABC. So it's all part of a package. Plus, I think he does like social media and talk show stuff as well.
Yeah.
And now he does the Amazon Thursday night pro game every week.
Oh yeah, that's right, with Al Michaels.
Al Michaels.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, he's pretty valuable. Kirk Herbstreit. Down on Herb Street. That's what they ought to do. They ought to make a song for College Game Day called Down on Herb Street. Have damn Bob Seger come in singing his damn self.
Yeah, his earnings from ESPN and Amazon Prime bring his total estimated salary to roughly $18 million a year.
I figure it'd be more than that.
That's
He's
the dream.
a pauper.
What a dream job, though. I mean, not only he's great at it, but what a dream job. I mean, he travels the country in private jets and all, but how cool would it be? You're in Tuscaloosa the morning of, you get to Tuscaloosa, you do a show from 9 a.m. or there would be 8 to 11 a.m. Yeah, so you're on the air from 8 to 11 talking about college football in this grand setting. As soon as it's over, jump in the car, jet to the airport, private jet, you fly to L.A. where at prime time you're hosting, you're calling the UCLA USC game. That's awesome.
But you think that has something to do with his marriage breaking up after all those years? That he was just too busy all the time and
It could have been.
And all that.
Did his marriage break up? Or
Yeah.
divorce?
Yeah.
Were they together a long time?
Since college.
No way.
Yeah. I think that they split up
Recently?
in the past couple of years. I think.
No way.
But I don't watch ESPN much, so
No, they're still together.
They are.
Yeah,
Okay.
they're still
Well, I
together.
must have been thinking of somebody else.
I like that he brings his dog around with him. That's kind of cool.
Yeah. I mean, people get. I don't get people getting pissed off about the dog having its own Instagram account. I think it's really kind of fun to see. And he talks about people like, shut up about the dog. We're talking about football.
It
Like,
was. I know
leave it
that
alone.
was the main story I saw about Kirk Herbstreit the last couple of years. Like, oh, he's got that golden retriever with him all the time.
Yeah, but the only thing about having your pet have their own Instagram account and all that is feminine. Maybe that's the problem. He's not supposed to do feminine things like that.
Because now you're busy maintaining your dog's Instagram accounts.
I just had never known of a masculine man doing it other than him.
Yeah.
That's the
There was a
only
guy
one.
that used to live in the apartment across from me when I was living in the city, and he had one. They were a couple, but he did all. You'd see him down in the grass, like setting up the tripod and recording his dog running back and forth. I was like, oh my god, look at you, look at you. It was a cute dog, and it's got a lot of followers, but I was like, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, I mean, you barely will post anything about yourself on your Instagram.
And my dog is
so.
cute enough to have his own Instagram, but I'm not doing that.
Oh yeah, don't make that mistake of thinking my
Don't
dog's
get it
not.
twisted.
Yeah.
He would destroy you in an Instagram popularity contest. Your ugly dog.
Have you heard the story?
Flea bag.
Yeah.
Talking about Kirk Herbstreit, have you heard that story, TJ? I don't know who the guy is, and I'm trying to find it desperately right now. I can't think of his name. But he played linebacker in the NFL, well-known college football player. He and Kirk Herbstreit went to the same high school, but years apart. Mm-hmm. And the last time Kirk Herbstreit was hit in a game, that high school used to have an alumni game where the alumni would come and take on the current high school team as a promotional thing every year. So you had grown men taking on 16, 17, 18-year-olds. And Kirk Herbstreit was 37, and he was playing quarterback. And they tell this story that he broke out around the left side, running the ball. And this guy, who later went on to play in the NFL, apparently just tattooed him.
So they're full pads, the whole thing?
Yeah, and Herbstreit got up and was injured. And that was the last hit that he ever took in pads.
That's so dumb.
And that's what they were saying, like, who? And the guy said, he goes, I hit him as hard as I could. He goes, I was 16 years old and I was terrified. He said, I was scared to death. So I was just hitting everybody, you hit them hard so they don't hit you hard. He goes, and I was just knocking people around like, because it turns out most of the alumni were kind of out of shape and weren't ready to be run over by a 17-year-old kid. And I'm trying to find his name, but he's the guy that, he may have a bald head. He's never on the set. He's always off the set. I don't watch the show enough to remember who the guy is, but he did play in the NFL for a while.
But Kirk Herbstreit is a very nice guy in person.
He really is.
We did a thing with him one time, and he was super, super nice. So I was joking a minute ago when I said he was a menace. I was being sarcasm. Yeah. Very sarcasm. But I think he's I don't think he's all there now. He started aging a lot, and like we've heard him cuss accidentally on college game day and all of that stuff, and they kind of moved him out a little bit, and he always comes. He's holding the pencil all the time, and
Yeah.
That's Kirk Herbstreit, right?
Yes, that's him. Yeah.
It's Lee Corso. Sorry. But that Pat McAfee has pretty much taken over that, hasn't he?
Yeah. Yeah.
He takes over everything that he's a part of. He's just a bowel hog.
I think he takes over it from an attention standpoint, but it's clear it's still Kirk Herbstreit.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. Like coming in there and just like taking over everybody look at me, and he's good at it.
Yeah.
He's good at it. He's talented. But damn, those tank tops get on my nerves. Like, dude, come on.
I think he's toned down the tank tops recently. The past couple times I've seen him, maybe no tank top.
Was he trying to make that his image, like the black tank top?
I think so.
Like that's my thing.
I
know, but then when you're trying to make something your thing that looks trashy,
Yeah.
Usually you wouldn't want to try to make something your trademark that makes you look poor.
Sure.
If you worked so hard to be successful,
But maybe
why would you want to look poor?
Maybe he's trying to show he's a man of the people.
Well, do you know many people, Ace, that run around and wear nothing but tank tops all the time, especially if they're in front of guests or if they went on TV, would they put on a damn tank top?
Yeah, I do not.
They wear them to work?
Yeah.
No.
No, I don't. Good point.
Where did he grow up?
Who? McAfee?
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Because, they're rednecks from everywhere.
Yeah,
so,
and they're...
I think he's from Pennsylvania.
Yeah, somewhere up
There
there.
are a lot of rednecks in Pennsylvania. Not everybody, but there are a lot of them.
He's from Plum, Pennsylvania.
Plum?
Plum, yep.
I'm from Plum.
Plum.
PP.
PP.
Hell yeah.
PPA.
Well, good for them. Good for all of them. Rah, rah. Stop being feminine with a dog Instagram.
It's the Ace and TJ Show with a little something extra. This is the Extra Funny Podcast.
So not only is our friend Richard Toccato from the Richard Toccato Company an expert when it comes to mortgage things, he's also an expert when it comes to buying, selling, and doing all things real estate, right?
Absolutely. We had one of your listeners call in. We got her pre-approved for a mortgage. We listed the house she was in. She was ecstatic, and she got into another house. Whether you need to buy, sell, or refinance your house, I'm your guy.
You simply can't beat that. It's like one-stop shopping. It makes life easy. Call them 704-800-4719 or online at homewithrichard.com.
Richard Toccato Company, Equal Housing Opportunity, NMLS number 38652.
When it comes to losing weight, sometimes you don't even know where to start. You know that it needs to happen, but you need some help. Well, you start by going to acetj.com/weight loss and ordering Calitrin. Calitrin is scientifically proven to help you lose weight, and it is not a drug. It is not a drug. Repeat that. So here's what you do. You go to acetj.com/Calitrin, order 3 months, and then you'll get 3 months free. 4 months, 4 months free. That's how it works with Calitrin.